Alright then, for all you nerds and hip-hoppers, Fifth Hogagi here. And I lost a bet. I'll be your guide through this nerdcore rap experience. Good luck. We'll see if you make it through.
Shit, people, welcome back to the Grow Podcast. I am your host, Art Lunatic, and I'm over here with a special guest today. You know, we got the homie Josh from Nerdz Hiphop live.
What's goody? How y'all doing?
Yes, sir. We over here. We waiting on the other partners. So when they get in here, you know what I'm saying, we go ahead and check them in and they'll be on the podcast. So we just waiting on the other co-hosts. But in the meantime, we'll get right into it, people. Now, for all those who ain't familiar with the homie right here, he runs the Nerdz and Hip Hop community, and he's also the author of Book of Joshua. So, General Joshua, I mean. I got that mixed up with Book of Eli when we were talking
right
about Eli.
Here is my guy.
Yes, sir. I recently attended one of his events, people, this last weekend, I mean, and it was pretty dope, you know what I mean? So here he is. What's good with you, fam?
What's goody, y'all? How y'all doing? Yes, definitely. Nerdz and Hip Hop. It's a community, but we run community events, you know what I mean, that are all based upon nerd culture and hip hop culture. We might do fashion shows. We might do some sort of a comic book signing. You know, me personally, my book's been out for a couple months now, you know, and I'm just circling it around, but, you know, hoping to make General Joshua a household name. Talked to you guys about it before. It's pretty much the opposite of Spawn. You know, Heaven's Foot Soldier, as Spawn is Hell's Foot Soldier. It's a lot like Book of Eli. But, you know, I don't want to break it down. I want you guys to check it out whenever you get a chance to.
Spoiler alert. We don't want it with spoilers, but take it from me, people, it is a dope book, man. Like, the artwork is really dope. Like, if anything, you can just get it for the artwork alone. You know what I'm saying? The story's dope as well, but the art is definitely there, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, especially when you talk about manga and graphic novels, they tend to go for art. You know what I mean? Like, they have a good artist or a favorite artist, they'll go buy those comics based on art and then the story, because that's just the nature of the thing. Because it's so visual. You feel me?
Definitely, that's bro. That was the reason I would get comics back in the day. I mean, every time I talk to people about this, like, that's why I try and push so hard for good imagery in the comic, or also a good cover art. Because, dude, as a child, bro, I would literally, I would go to the comic book store and not even read all the comics. I used to look and see which one had the dopest cover, bro. Like, I would rate them in my head. You know what I mean? That's important, bro.
Yeah, seriously. You don't got a good cover. It's like, you know, it's like a book, you know, same thing with a book, man, you know. And I know people say you can't judge a book by its cover, but a lot of people do when they about to buy the book, you know what I mean? So they'll look at the cover first. And then,
people say a lot of dumbass sayings, you know, honestly. Like, you can't judge a book. I mean, the fact, I get what they're saying with that, but there's so many layers to that. There's a gray area in there. It's like, you know, I could judge a book by presentation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, not even saying like what it's about. Like, I know what they mean. Like, you're judging what the book's about. And not saying that, but at the same time, presentation is important. And we live in a very superficial world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you say you can't judge a book by its cover. Okay, but if I come in for a job interview and I'm wearing, a super huge, oversized 3X white tee,
taking it back to the old school with that,
and I'm trying to be a businessman, they might say something. They might not, they might not rock with me, and I could understand why not.
Yeah, that's a good analogy for that, man. Like, it's like an interview, pretty much, you know. First impressions.
Yeah, definitely.
Right about that, man.
Yeah, we try to be so. It's funny because I was just talking to somebody about this. It's like, we try to be so honest, but dishonest with that. Like, it's like, oh no, just be yourself, and that's all that matters. Keep it real, be yourself. No, you try to make people be themselves so you can categorize them. That's pretty much it. So now I know if you're safe, or if I can talk about you, if I can one up you and alpha male you or alpha female you or whatever, bro. We do that stuff. We do that. We do that just so we can get enough of you to know who you are, so that we can categorize you. Not so that we can be your friend more. Like, oh, be yourself. I just want to be the friend of who you truly are. That's a lie, unless it agrees with you. And half the time it doesn't, because you're two different people.
That's
So,
funny, man. I hear the same
my
thing in
theory.
hip hop too, though, man. Because they be telling some rappers, like, man, just be real, don't be this, don't be that. And then when they are themselves, they still get flack from it, though. You know what I mean? Like some
Yeah.
artists just be themselves, and then, like, I don't know, it's weird. It is kind of like a hypocrisy kind of thing going on with that.
Oh yeah, because even as an artist, like I did hip hop for years,
Yeah,
and some people, like even artists themselves, like, and I mean, beyond the fact of what they might want to do, somebody tells them to be themselves or not. It's like the fact that some artists are not being themselves. Like everybody ain't that damn gangster. Get the hell out of here.
yeah,
Everybody tries to out gangster each other. Oh, I was selling coke in the trap. Really, really, really.
Yeah, I know, right?
Really, and then set it in your songs, and then you didn't catch nothing. Like you didn't catch no flack for that. Like and that's why you got the whole Young Thug situation and all that.
No, man, that's just crazy. What's happening with him?
Yeah. I mean, it's very unfortunate. Like but at the same time, it's hurtful and helpful for the community because people got to be accountable for what they saying, bro. Like y'all got to stop throwing out stuff in your lyrics, and you know what I mean. And if you about that life, I mean, you might want to keep that on the DL. Stop rapping about it so much.
I know, right?
Incriminating yourself.
Fans gonna be watching you, bro. Like,
bro, I feel the same way about that as I feel like when people be like flashing guns on social media. It's like, bro, I'm not against somebody having a gun, protecting your family, all that stuff like that. I'm not like anti-gun. But at the same time, like flashing it on the internet, bro, if I ever see anybody I know doing that, just like, oh, look at this guy, like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Especially if it's an illegal gun.
Bro, come on now.
Yeah, that is self-incredible. I remember, do you remember when I think it was Beef 2 that came out back in the day, the DVD or whatever? And they had those Puerto Rican cats on there. I forgot the dude's name. They was beefing with somebody, but then they started flashing guns, just wilding out on camera. I was like, man, y'all are fucking yourselves over with that shit, dog. Like, that shit was mad, dog, yo.
That's like a beacon, bro. You just gave them like a GPS on like how to locate you. Like, exactly. Just like
you catch a case, they gonna bring that shit up. They gonna bring that shit up in court. Like, hey, remember this?
We had the darndest time finding the murder weapon until we looked at your last post. Then we found exactly where that motherfucker's at. Yeah,
then they could turn the jury against you anyways. Even if let's say you was innocent, but you on the video flashing guns, wilding the fuck out, they might be able to use that against you. You know what I mean? So
real quick.
It's not the smartest, thing to do, man.
Yeah, man. Like, so like I said, I'm not neither a big, no one should have guns, or I'm not also the biggest gun enthusiast, but at the same time, like I said, be responsible, my G. Like, it's not that hard. Be responsible. Like, don't do goofy stuff. What you got? Don't do it. Like,
Well, yeah, man. So it's been up this week, fam. I know there's a lot of news going on around in the world, a lot of craziness. As usual, we live in crazy times, bro.
Yeah. First and foremost, R.I.P. Ray Stevenson, man.
Yes,
Feel bad
sir,
for my guy. That dude's in a lot of stuff on the low ski. Like, he remind me of like an alternate version. What's my dude that's in everything? I was in Machete and all that stuff like that.
yeah. Danny Trejo.
He just be in stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? That not because the actor.
I'll be honest, though, I wasn't that aware of him, even though he was in The Punisher. I totally forgot about that.
But real, like, you forget a lot of stuff. We were just talking about Booker Eli. He in Booker Eli.
Damn, he was. Oh, he was that dude, man. He has one of the best scenes in the movie with Denzel,
exactly.
Man. Remember when he was gonna shoot him? I think the bullet missed or some shit.
Just
remember?
He was like,
what the fuck? I love that scene though, because they play that little music right when that happens, and it's just like this crazy ass moment in the movie. That's what I love about the movie. There's some cool ass, sick ass scenes in that movie. Right?
Yeah, man. He's in a gang of stuff. Like if you look.
So he's supposed to be in Ahsoka, right?
Yeah.
That's great. I'm actually looking forward to that, man. That Ahsoka,
bro.
That's a cool ass character.
So beast.
Shout out to JB, man. He put me up on a lot of that Clone Wars shit.
Hey.
Yeah, Clone Wars low key is like one of the dopest Star Wars shows, man. That some adult people just might brush off because it's animated, but there's a lot of cool shit that they did on that show with the lore.
And the thing is that they kind of made it like, I guess you would say, canon with some of the stuff. Like, if you didn't watch that, then you missed certain things. Like, you might have, of course, missed the whole process of who Ahsoka is and all that stuff like that. Because they're throwing it in there now, like, you know what I mean? They're throwing like they use all of it. Yeah,
like the Mandalorians, that was some shit from Clone Wars, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit wasn't in from the OG.
Bo-Katan. Yeah, Bo-Katan.
All that. That was crazy that she came back too, because I know she voiced the character in Clone Wars, and so it was cool that she got to do the live action shit.
It's cool, but I'm sorry, I got to say something about that.
Speak your mind, sir.
I love Bo-Katan. I think she's a dope ass character. I feel like she should have her own show. But I feel like Mandalorian. I feel like the Mandalorian got his just desserts, because Mandalorian came and Boba Fett show. It took that bad boy over at the end.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like Bo-Katan definitely took over the Mandalorian show, and I loved her character. But I'm like, yo, I felt like her very presence in there just made Mando like weaker and weaker. Like he just was getting caught by random traps. Oh, it's a mouse trap. Oh, help.
And when he fell into that water, he sunk. Yeah, there was no swimming in that shit at all. That motherfucker sunk the fuck down. I was like, damn.
He just started getting his ass whooped by everybody in the show. Like I was like, Lord have mercy.
I feel like all of them were fucking up though, because they were training on that crazy ass beach next to big ass dinosaur looking motherfuckers and shit, crocodiles and shit. Like, I was like, y'all could have picked a better spot for this shit. Y'all steadily getting attacked, kidnapped and shit. Like,
yo, hey, if I learned anything from watching Mando, bro, it's like, or any of the some of the Star Wars, you should never swim. Nobody should go for a dip in that ocean.
No, heavy ass,
like too. Wherever. In Star Wars, the sea creatures are fucking OP, bro. Like they are super duper, this ridiculously
Megalodon,
broken,
this bitch and shit.
Yo, I'm like, how the hell is it so strong? Like everything is like the size of a fucking kraken.
Did that season end already? Season 3.
Yeah, it's
what the fuck? That shit went by quick.
Oh, it really did, bro. But they did some filler stuff for a few episodes.
They did the same shit on Mando too, man. That's what got me on season 2. They did some filler shit. Yeah, but on this season even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for real. That's why I was just like, they almost lost me, man, because I love Mandalorian. Like that's one of my favorite characters. Yeah. He's like space Batman. I always say that. Like, you know what I mean? With the gadgets.
I think it's because of Baby Yoda, though. It kind of, I think they're doing that a little bit too much with the Baby Yoda thing. Because I was expecting this shit to be like a Star Wars Western. You know what I mean? That's how they pitched it. You know what I mean? In the first season. And I was rocking with it the first season, but then the whole Baby Yoda thing got introduced, and then it turns into something different, which was cool. You know what I mean? It was cool. Like I'm not totally against it or anything. I was rocking with Baby Yoda too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's adorable. They be throwing them everywhere. It be comedy, bro. Because it's like they waste no CGI on that sometimes. Bro, it just be like when they throw him like hey, or like he do a flip, it look like this. Like I swear, like
they just flip through. They slaying that motherfucker around the room and shit, bro.
Like yo, what the hell? Like, is that, like he make a little baby noise and he was just doing flips over people. It's hilarious.
Man, like when he got the force, man, he'll land. He's like a cat. You just throw that motherfucker, he'll still land on his feet and shit.
Yo, I was crying, bro. I'll be crying every time that dude jump. I'll be like,
especially on season 3, they had one scene. I forgot where it was, but the way they did it, that shit was funny as fuck.
It looked like somebody punted him every time, like this. Like South Park, don't kick the baby. Like, what's his name?
What you think about his new suit, though? They gave him that little new suit, that robot suit now.
Oh, yeah. Got him styling and everything.
Yeah. He said, no. Kept hitting that button and shit. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, though, man. I'm one of those snobby people, though, because I ended up liking Andor more.
Really?
Because it was kind of like, it was a little bit more adult Star Wars, like Star Wars for adults, it almost feels like. Because they don't have the cute shit in it. They had one robot in it, but he wasn't really, it was actually kind of sad towards the end what happened with that robot, but I just like the writing in that one, man. That was really cool. It was like spy kind of shit going on.
I feel it. I gotta mess with it more. I just couldn't get past the fact that it bored the shit out of me.
Oh,
I mean,
would you watch? Did you watch the first three? The first three episodes are slow as fuck. I will say that,
bro. If it gets better than that, then I'm gonna just fast forward because
it does get better. Like I say, it gets better after 3. That's when it starts, kicking in. When you see what they do, because they at one point, spoiler alert, they have to do a siege on one of the empire. They basically robbed the empire. But everything that leads up to that is pretty cool. Once it gets, like I said, at the 3rd episode, it starts getting into that, and then after that, there's another plot that comes around. So it's like, I don't know, there's like 3 different plots going on in that show, but it all has some cool shit. Because there's like a jail scene and shit. Like the jail scene, your boy Andy, what's his name? Andy Serkis. He does a fucking good ass job in that shit, dog. He had a speech and shit in one of the episodes, bro. I was like, that was some good ass writing.
Okay, I gotta see what's good with it, man. Because like Star Wars always did that to me, though. It always had a tendency to like, I love Star Wars to the T. Like, I'm a very big Star Wars fan, but sometimes it's just like when they go too political, like the politics they have and all that stuff, the Senate and and it gets real boring for a second.
Yeah, the politics.
I'm like, well, somebody please start up their lightsaber and swing it at somebody. Like, what I mean? But at the same time, like, a pod race or something dope. But
hey, they had one. My boy was telling me they had a pod race episode in Visions, that new anime.
Visions is fire though. See, that's what I'm talking about. Visions is like the Star Wars version of Love, Death, and Robots, or however that shit.
Yeah, it did remind me of that. It reminded me I was thinking about that when I watched that shit. Yeah, I was like, oh, when is that you talking about? Yeah, that was. I still got to finish. I actually didn't even watch the whole thing. I watched a good 3-4 episodes, I think, and I just didn't finish it. But I got to finish it.
So wait, what season are you on though?
For Love, didn't you told me like to go on a 3rd? Remember, start with the 3rd season?
Yeah.
I think that's what I did. Yeah, I didn't watch the other. And the same thing. Well, with Visions, I did see Visions the 1st season, but I still I'm down like 6-7 episodes right now on season 2.
What we got to do for you is before the new season of Love, Death, and Robots, we gotta have a watch party on here or something, like, you know what I mean? I don't care if you go to Discord, bro, or come through to the spot, watch it, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Reaction video. That would be dope, having a reaction video
that
like
shit fire, bro.
Yeah.
That is a very well made show. I hope it goes on for a long time because I was blown away. Like, you know what I mean? Especially the last season, I love that shit. Besides that weird ass one at the end where them people, they was moving all weird shit. It was fucking with my eyes. I was like, yo, it just reminded me of that lady on, what is it? Remember the first Suicide Squad movie?
Oh, yeah, the witch.
Cop locking by the fire and stuff like that. They was doing all that shit. I was like, yo, whoa, hey, no, man. I can't.
I think that's one of the things I didn't like about Suicide Squad. The first one was just the villain. I thought it was a weak villain for that movie. You know what I mean? Yeah. It should have been like somebody different. I thought it was going to be the Joker. I thought he was just going to be the main bad guy. They had to break him out or something. You know what I mean? From the trailers, I thought that's what it was going to be.
Well, I mean, you need something more powerful anyway, because, some of the villains are goofy, but some of them are dope as shit. So, I mean, you need something like powerful, like, you know what I mean, that would cause for you to get all these people out of like super prison, super max, super prison, like, you know what I mean. And it's not gonna be the Joker. What's he gonna do? Like shoot somebody and laugh?
You can't trust the Joker.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. He's dope. Joker's always been a dope bad guy, but to a regular ass person, not like a group of superheroes.
Yeah, true that.
Like, you know, just slap the shit out of him. Like, you know what I mean?
In Gotham, he works better in Gotham than anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like Batman, he has this thing about killing and everything like that. But dude, you put Joker in front of some villains that is with the shits like he is, that's an easy win, bro. Like he don't need preparation time. That's Batman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Joker's just crazy. He's chaos.
Yeah, chaos.
But he doesn't have any powers.
He throws the monkey in the wrench. How that saying goes, the monkey in the wrench or whatever.
The wrench in the plans and everything. And he's he's the type of motherfucker, like, he's unpredictable. Like, his whole thing is just like, he might be laughing at you 1 second and then just shoot you in the face. Like, exactly. But that, like I said, that's scary for regular humans. Everybody else is like, I will watch this dude. Are you serious? Yeah. All he gonna do is laugh and spit some acid, flour, or gas on, bro. He's done. He's a wrap.
Yeah, but I don't know, bro. What you think about that? The Flash, though, bro, that shit look like it's gonna go
That
hard.
looks dope. It looks
DC
so
finally
dope.
coming out with something really cool. Is what it seemed like.
Yeah, it looks really dope. And the thing is that, you know, I know everybody, oh, should we boycott it because of Ezra? Okay, let me be the first, or I don't know who said this before me, and I don't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody can debate me if they want to or whatever. I don't mind. But we got to get past that whole, I got mad at what this person did in real life and in their history, and so we should boycott the movie. That hurts so many more people than that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna boycott the movie or whatever you felt like you were gonna do, and you're trying to not promote Ezra Miller or whatever.
Yeah.
That's whatever. That's your prerogative. But there's so many other people that were involved in the movie.
Yeah, I think that's why they didn't cancel it. They had Michael Keaton on board for it. They had all these, you know, money. They spent like $200 million on it. You know what I mean? So
there's so much more.
I see why they don't want to cancel it. You know what I mean?
It would make no sense, bro. Like I said, I'm not with that whole thing. Like, for instance, like, you know, I was just on my social media for General Joshua for TikTok and everything like that, and you know, there was a quote by Kanye that I disagreed with, actually. But the mere fact that I posted him on my timeline, I had somebody just try to rip me for that. And I was like, yo, you need to chill and see the point that I'm trying to make with this. Like, you know what I mean? He was just no, you just don't show Kanye. You just don't. And I was like, is that where we're at in 2023? That even the mere sight of somebody that you think should be canceled or whatever like that enrages you so much to the point you don't even understand. What'd you say?
No, I wish my boy was on here already with us because he's a big Kanye fan. So,
well, see, that's the thing. It's more than even being a fan. It's just the fact of, dude, like, it's like he said something and I used it to make a point. Right. And the thing was, it wasn't even a point that agreed with his. It was actually quite the opposite, but at the same time, it was not in a negative way. Yeah. It's just the fact of, I see differently. I see it like this. And this guy just couldn't help the fact that he couldn't fathom the fact that I would post Kanye in 2023. And I'm like,
cancel culture.
Take it easy. Yeah, I'm like,
that's when cancel culture just goes way too far. You know what I mean?
No, he started hitting me with these weird terms that I had to literally look up. And I was like, yo, you really have terms for this? For a minute, I was just like, oh man, he's hitting me. He's hitting me with some stuff he made up. And I'm looking, bro, he said, you know, saying, of course I know gaslighting. I've heard of that before. But then he said something like, oh God, I gotta look it up. He said, something edge biting or something, edge lining or something weird, bro. I was like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? Like, I was like, you need to really calm down. And the thing is, it's just that, you know, he's just, well, you shouldn't promote him to, it's not even promoting. Okay, my thing is, even if somebody that you didn't like said something that you could learn from, or benefit from, or something like that. Like, let's say this person you didn't like or whatever like that, you just got into it with him, but you're walking down the street and he notices that like a crane is breaking and is about to like swing your way on some Final Destination shit, and he's just like, hey, yo, lunatic, move. And then you're like, I don't like that guy. He should, and you're dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
that's an interesting analogy for it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I see what
you're saying, but yeah.
I think like that sometimes. It's just like, not to say that, you know, I learned everything from Kanye and I promote everything Kanye says and da 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 da. No, but at the same time, sometimes you hear something and it's a teaching moment and you can learn something from this situation. And you close your eyes to it, or even act an ass about something just because you see somebody that you can't stand. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like you go all like trippy. Now you're. Well,
that's how they did Nori, right? That's what happened with Nori, because Nori featured Kanye on his show, on his podcast, and it was like a huge back. Yeah, because I follow him on Twitter, so I seen all the backlash, and it was a lot, dude. Like, people like just on fucking Nori to the point where he had to make posts about it. You know what I mean? Wow. Like, yeah, it was crazy. I was like, wow, just because he basically had him on as a guest, and so then everybody just like, you know what I mean?
That's wild to me, bro. That's so for me, bro. Like I said, that's just too much. Like, that's too much energy given this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have like I don't agree with this person, may not feel them and everything like that, but it's just like it trips me out. Like I'll be like, yo, like I'm down though. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's I feel like we've been through so much, I guess, as a country in the last few years, pandemic, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Pandemic, you know what I mean? Like these low-key race wars type things, situations that get really, a lot of things get really racial. You know? People are like on edge, bro. And it's just like something stupid like, oh, this superstar said this. Kill him, stab him. Burn him! Like it's like, oh,
they bring out the pitchforks.
Yo, I promise you, it's gonna get there. People don't chill out. Like,
that has gotten pretty crazy, man. People snapping out like that, man.
Yeah, and it's like, and the thing is, it gets really nasty because some of the people that are extreme like that, they try to force other people to feel that extreme. Yeah. And it might be just the fact that, oh, yeah, I just don't fuck with that dude. Like, yeah, I feel you. I don't fuck with that dude. No, you need to hate him.
Yeah. See, extreme is never a good thing, man. I feel like anything taken to the extreme is always a bad thing, man.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
Like,
especially with political views, man. Like that's
oh my God, don't get me started, bro. Like, okay, here's the thing. I'm not like a Trump supporter. I didn't vote for Trump or anybody else in that sect or anything like that. But at the same time, I used to trip out like how you just bring up Trump's name, bro. People flip the fuck out.
That's crazy.
Flip out. Like you ain't even say nothing. You just like, man, hey, yo, that dude Trump, what'd you say?
Yeah, it's like if you already strap over this shit, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
He like, bro, hey, calm the fuck down. I was talking about when he was on Shark Tank, man. You just, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just
I'm talking about when he fired those people on that show.
Exactly, right? Like it just gets too much, bro, to where people give stuff way too much energy. It's like they can't go on with their life. It's just but in regards to Ezra though, like my only issue with that whole thing that makes it weird for me is because the allegations of him grooming and the cult thing, grooming a child, and then that's what to me what made, because he's supposed to be a hero, you know what I mean? He's a hero, and then they got to market the movie using his face and all that, his likeness and everything. So that just to me is a little bit weird if those allegations are true. Is all I'm saying. So that's why, you know what I mean? That to me is weird. But then let's talk about somebody else who just recently went through some of the things. Your boy Jonathan Majors, but he's catching more flack than Ezra did. And his stuff's not even like, he still hasn't been proven guilty or anything. You know what I mean? He's still, innocent until proven guilty, supposedly. But yeah, that's a tough one, man. Like when you get these allegations and everything, it's like that's all people see. Like, you know what I mean? They see or hear the allegations, and whether you did it or not, it's like a picture in somebody's head that they can't get rid of. Like, you know what I mean? Like I often say, like, you know what I mean? Even the whole thing with like Michael Jackson at the end of it.
Oh yeah, that was
regardless if I believe he did it or not, like, you know what I mean, at the end of it, he was acquitted of all charges and all stuff like that. Now there's social belief, like, you know what I mean, like, oh, he might have did it. Do I know if he did it or not? No, if he did, that's freaking terrible. You know what I mean? As an MJ fan when I was a kid, I'm still an
MJ fan too, man. Like,
you know what I mean? That's terrible.
I don't believe it, but I do understand people that actually might believe he did it. You know what I mean? Because I understand where they're coming from. Because at one point I was almost convinced. You know what I mean? When he was going through all that shit. So I get that belief. But at the same time, it's something I don't want to believe. Like I hope like you said, like I hope he didn't do that shit because that'd be fucked up.
But look at how it goes though. But regards to the fact, that stuck to him forever.
Yeah.
So it's like this. It's like this. If he did do it, that's what you get, my G. Like, you know what I mean? That should be stuck to your name forever. Yeah. But if you didn't do it, damn, that's fucked up. Yeah. Everything that you did is like, people still listen to his music all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's based on
probably still listen to R. Kelly.
all that stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just the fact that your whole career is tarnished. It has this big ass blemish on it. If you didn't do that, that's the terrible thing.
Yeah, that's
the thing. That's the thing that, like, you know what I mean, it hits with everybody. Because, like, you know what I mean, hey, Jonathan Majors, if he was a woman beater, yo, fuck you, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to fess up for that, and you need some.
Yeah, if he did put his hands. That's what I said. Like, it's a shame
if he did it.
Yeah, but it's also a shame if he didn't, because he's already getting canceled.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, that's the part. And I was actually looking forward to him and Kang as Kang the Conqueror. That's the biggest thing that's fucked me up about that news, man. Because I was really looking forward to Kang, the way they you know what I'm saying, was showing him and everything, and his performance in Ant-Man 3 and at the end of Loki. You know what I mean? Like, he had so much range.
No, real talk, and that's the thing, man. I think that, like, you know, it should be. I feel like when we find out that somebody didn't do something or they got acquitted or something like that, I feel like we should do a better job as a people or publicists, which is probably never going to happen because everybody loves drama. So negativity sells. But at the same time, I would love to see where they like for instance, the Johnny Depp thing. You know what I mean? Once they found out, like, you know what I mean, Amber Heard was probably bad shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like that was one of those situations.
Yo, they was trying to give this man back everything. They gave back the Pirates of the Caribbean. They was like, we'll give you everything. We'll put Disneyland, fuck the mouse. It's you, Johnny. We want you to be Captain Jack Sparrow. It's Jack Sparrow land now. Like, you know, they tried to get everything. They tried to get everything they could.
Part in Disneyland and shit.
Bro, and as you should, because as soon as they heard the allegations against him, they destroyed that man. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, I'm talking about RoboCop 1, RoboCop 2, where they just remember when they broke up Murphy and this. That's how they like
wiggling and shit. Man, that's crazy, yo.
It was like a bunch of bullshit scrap metals and through this. Thank you, oh shit. It looked like some loose chains and stuff. I'm saying, bro, like they did Johnny mad dirty, bro, and then had to eat crow and then come back and like, we're sorry, Johnny, nah, we love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All that, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's due, because, you know, the same way they go hard on somebody when it's allegations and comes out the allegations ain't true, everybody quiet as shit about it. Like, it wasn't true.
And then they go against what they found. They found out the chick was wilding out and shit, and now they're like, oh shit, during, you know, the civil court or whatever. And so now they're like, oh shit, she was the one that was wilding out too. So
it's hard to not have feelings and everything like that, because you know, I get it. Like, I don't want to sit here and act like I've never heard something that was like, damn, that seemed like it's true. Like, you know what I mean? Because even like, you know, and I don't want to go down this whole thing where it's like, oh, well, we should only listen to the dudes because the dudes is right and everything like that. Because, you know, even that whole Megan thing, like, you know what I mean? People was dragging Megan like crazy. And then, you know, she ended up winning the case. Now there's still people saying like, oh, it's different, or this really didn't happen, or this wasn't brought to trial. I don't know, but she won that case. And like, you know what I mean? So to everybody plus the court of law, you know, I mean, it's some validity to her story now, like, you know, so it's kind of like that. That's why I say I don't want to travel down the thing, oh, you know, women be lying or something. I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying the fact of, you know, when these allegations come out, whether it be a man or be on a woman or whoever it may be on, it's just like, you got to give some time, man, so we can kind of see what it is before everybody just jump on the bandwagon and be like, oh, I knew that person was a piece of shit. And then it's just like, they be like, oh, we got somebody that said he was violent. I mean, that's probably somebody that never liked him. In the first place, I can't wait until he get an allegation.
No,
what they say he did?
The haters are on standby and shit.
What they say he did? Stole some? Yeah, I remember, man. Shit, he was 6 years old. This motherfucker stole lemon heads, pack of lemon heads from the liquor store. I knew his ass was. Like,
that's how Jonathan Major was. It was like, as soon as he got arrested, there was some directors or some shit came out like, yeah, he was hard to work with. They came out the woodwork. So I'm like, what the fuck? Exactly. Like, they was ready for that dude to fucking catch a case, bro. Like, why didn't y'all say something earlier? You know what I mean? Like,
and my chance to ruin this motherfucker. And it'd be something totally opposite. My wife said he was cute. She said he looked good and creative.
That's probably what it was. Shit. That shit crazy, man.
It's wild, bro.
It's a wild life out there, man. Wild, crazy world, bro. Let me ask you this, man. Were you a fan of Gremlins growing up, man? Like,
bro, I love the Gremlins growing up. Heck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't, right? Like, that first one. But I'm more a fan of the second one just because they went crazy with the second one, though. I mean, like, they had all kind of characters. Like, the Gremlins had characters in that motherfucker.
Exactly. The little girl
Spider
one.
Gremlin, the girl one, the fucking... Like, it was just crazy, yo. Yeah. Like, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't... Here's the thing. There's no possible way you could love Baby Yoda and not know that Gizmo was the blueprint.
Exactly.
Gizmo was the
he was the
blueprint,
first
man.
baby Yoda. I wanted to say that too, man. Like, yeah, he was definitely the first baby Yoda, man. Like,
Yeah, he was the blueprint, bro.
Disney seen that, like, we're gonna take that formula
We're gonna go
put it
ahead
in
and
this show,
smash that.
and we are gonna fucking make money. And that's what they did, dog. That shit.
Yo, that's why they see. That's probably why they trying to make remake it or whatever. They like, oh, y'all making money off of Baby Yoda? That's practically Gizmo. Watch this, Gremlins 3.0. Ain't nobody.
That's actually what we about to get, apparently, man. So yeah, they did it's called Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai, and I guess it's a prequel, and it's supposed to be based on the Chinese old man that was selling at the pawn shop or whatever, or just whatever kind of store he had, the ancient store.
That's fine. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna share you. You might not be able to hear the audio, but you'll see pretty much this visual.
There's a trailer for it already?
Yeah. I'm gonna show you for it. It's crazy. It's animated. I remember they had announced it a while back, but I just didn't this is the first time I actually seen it. So hold on. He's on there singing and shit like So yeah, it has that Disney style of animation.
This is gonna be like PG though.
Yeah, that's the only thing that gets me a little buggy. It's very kid friendly looking, but they do have the Gremlins that show them eventually in the trailer. And so I guess that kid right there is supposed to be the old man from the first movie.
Nah, it kind of look like him.
They always got that motherfucker K's up and shit.
I don't know, like Tweety.
Oh shit. He got him soaked. Never feed him chicken.
Oh, it's going down.
So I guess it's gonna be on HBO Max when it comes out.
I hope it's mad good, dude.
I hope, yeah, me too. I'm a huge Gremlins fan. What the fuck?
Oh, he tripped.
I guess that dude's gonna be the villain. He's gonna try, like, the trailer's basically saying that he's gonna try to use the Gremlins so he could take over some shit.
He got a big ass Megamind head. You know he crazy.
He brainiac.
For real.
He said big ass head. I like the animation style though.
Yeah, man. I just think, like, just try to make it like PG-13. Like,
shit. Oh, it seems like they're gonna do different kind of Gremlins too.
Yeah, there you go. Make it a little scary, bro. I was like, don't make it too kiddie.
I like variety in my Gremlins.
Yeah, because bro, it's like being on that edge is always dope. That's what made Ghostbusters dope. Like Ghostbusters wasn't like a rated R horror, but at the same time,
it was like a dark comedy, especially the first one. The first one was very adult.
Oh yeah, bro.
Oriented. They got the flasher, the Gremlin flasher. Like no matter what era he's in, he's always flashing people.
Bro,
the Max. I don't know what the fuck their HBO was thinking, calling that shit the Max.
So they pretty much live forever then? Like they was in feudal Japan and then Gizmo is 976 and shit.
Nah, I read sometime. Maybe that was Ra's al Ghul. They tied it in with it. I was like, well, we own Ra's al Ghul, so we just bring him in here, crossover.
There's a bunch of pictures, video of him dipping Gizmo in the Lazarus pit.
That'd be crazy. Then you'll eventually get a Batman versus Gremlins. You know
Too many.
I usually don't kill, but I'll have to kill these fuckers.
Eating up all the damn chicken. Eating up all the chicken.
It's always chicken. They love some fried chicken. Like, damn.
I feel like that's racist, low key. You know what I mean?
It might be the low key racism going on.
Low key racist Gremlins. A bunch of black people going crazy in the theater eating chicken.
Nah.
Somebody said that. A comedian said that once.
I remember somebody making that analogy too. Yeah, especially in the first one there in the theater and all out and shit. Oh damn, racist. But I've always looked forward to Gremlins 3, man. But they never, for some reason, nobody ever greenlit it, man. It was just always stuck in limbo. I wanted to see what that shit.
Sequels, bro, like, it's like, especially some of the ones we really want to see, it take forever to get on board. Speaking of sequels, man, I just watched John Wick 4.
What? I haven't even seen any of the John Wick movies, believe it or not, people. I don't know why, man. I don't know why, bro. I just never caught it. I mean, it's not like it's not the type of movie I do watch, because they are. Because I am into those, Hitman kind of movies, but for some reason, I just never felt that compelled to go to the movies and see it. I don't know. But everybody says it's good.
It's good. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not a tough, super, super tough, hard to crack critic, but at the same time, like, I like John Wick 4, but it was a little bit of an overload. Like, it was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
What the fuck?
Shooting the hell out of people. And the thing is that
3 hours.
I'm not like, ooh, anti-violence, I don't like, but I'm just like, there's only so much I could ooh and ah. Like, I literally got to watch that movie again to like see it, because it was just too much going on. Like, you know what I mean? Just shooting, killing, dogs biting people in the balls. This is wild.
Was there a lot of like subplots going on, or like?
Okay, here's the thing with John Wick, they tie in this syndicate type thing, like, you know what I mean, that which makes there be a plot, which otherwise than that it would just be random senseless killing, and it would make no sense, because whoever this was, just like all action movies where there's henchmen, you're like, who the fuck has all this money to pay these men properly to give their lives? So it would have made no sense if that was the fuel for John Wick. But it's like they're assassins, and there's like an assassin syndicate pretty much, and it's just like the fact of they keep it's almost like, what is it, like a wager or bet or whatever, or the stakes are going up, like, 20 million because you got to kill John Wick. Like, if you kill him, and we know you know him because you're all part of the syndicate at one point, but now it's like 40 million. And it's just like, oh, okay, so let's kill him, and he's trying to get this bounty off his head in some way. And it's just like, for me, even like, you know what I mean? And this is not spoiling it, because you got to get through 3 movies before you see this. But spoiler alert. So even when you get to the end, it's really like, for me, it's a little bit, as a writer, I'm like, really? Like, it's the fact of John Wick at this point, by the 4th movie, has probably killed at least 1 million people. with great violence. And the fact is that at the end of that, it's like, well, you can get this bounty off your head by doing a duel and killing at least one more person. And it's like,
this final hit, that's what it is.
Seriously,
last mission.
Yeah, it's like we letting them go. Like, it's not even a mission. It's like a duel or some sort. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how did we get here? Like, it's like, oh, let's all see what happens and sit and watch. And I'm like, he's killed like 1 million people. Like,
mass murder.
Dog, it's like, I mean, I get he's like the sole reason you had to blow up one of your buildings and all kind. And it just was trippy to me, and it was just like that being like that's how we ended type shit. It was kind of like,
damn, that's
what the fuck? That was it. That was the one too. That was the best idea you guys came up with. And I mean, I'm not hating on it. I love John Wick. I love Keanu Reeves, bro. Like, you know, he's been one of my favorite action stars for years, bro. Yeah, you know, and even before, like, everybody just started being like, he's such a good guy. Because some of these stories that I'm hearing about him being a good guy, I haven't heard when I was 10 or 12. And then
really?
I just love the roles he picked. Like, you know what I mean? Hardball, of course, The Matrix. But before that, Bill and Ted, bro. Like,
Bill and Ted was my first movie I've seen him in. Yeah, like, Speed. You know, he's been in good movies. He's also been in a lot of movies I didn't like too, but I still support him, you know what I mean? He's still an actor that I'll go watch movies for, you know what I mean?
Bro, he's been doing this thing for the longest, bro. Like, he's earned this. That's why when I seen that dude from Friends, whatever the fuck his name is, Chandler Bing, dude from Friends, he was like hating on him, like, how is, like, you know what I mean? I forgot who he said his dad, and he was like, Keanu Reeves is still alive. I'm like, Dad, I'm not saying how can you hate on Keanu Reeves because he's such a good person, but I'm just like, his acting roster, bro, he's been doing this for a minute. Now, is he like the type of method actor that you would put up against like Leonardo DiCaprio or Denzel Washington or something? No, he's got his thing. Not that kind of actor. But he's got his thing, bro. He got hits under his belt. Like,
I like him in Constantine.
Constantine was literally dope.
Yeah. And even though he wasn't like comic accurate, he still did his own thing with it. You know what I mean? And still did it dope.
And so that just brings me to the point. It's just like, so for this dude, like, and I don't hate the guy that said it. And like I said, I can't even think of his name right now. But the thing is that, dude, who are you to even say that? Because besides Friends, motherfucker, what did you do? Like, you know what I mean? The whole 9 yards.
How
maybe?
many
like,
of us have them?
Yeah, which was carried by pretty much Bruce Willis. Like,
I never watched that show, man. Never ever watched Friends. I didn't even watch Seinfeld back in the day. I didn't watch that.
I've dipped in that. Like, I've never, like, you know, like, I couldn't. Those are type of shows that I've watched, but I don't know, like, all the episodes. Like, I've never watched all the episodes. Like, it's like by happenstance, if it was on and I didn't have anything to do, I would watch it. And I'm not even saying that
90s shit right there.
What you say?
I said that's that 90s sitcom era right there, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Seinfeld was on, like, for, 20 years or some shit?
Yeah, crazy. I tell you what, though, you hear about your boy coming back, though, man. Your boy, man, I can only say his name once, man. Or Beetlejuice. Don't make me say it twice, man.
Don't make me say it.
Nah, but
He will pop up in it.
It's showtime.
What's going on? Oh, shit was good, man.
They're I think they're already filming Beetlejuice 2, man. Like, they're already doing that shit.
Oh, yeah.
They crazy. But I think it's like the best casting ever, though. They got the chick that from Scream, and she's hella popular, you know. She was in, what do you call it? The fuck was that show? The Addams Family show that they got in Wednesday. Yeah, she plays Wednesday.
Ortega, something like that.
Yeah, so she's gonna be Winona Ryder's daughter in the movie.
Lydia's daughter. That's fire.
Lydia. Remember Lydia?
Yeah.
Lydia. That makes so much sense. That's perfect fucking casting, because she's like that little girl right now is like the popular goth girl that everybody watches.
Bro, because she bodied Wednesday. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen a few episodes, and then I've seen her in Scream, and she was in Scream.
Her weird ass dance and shit.
I like the dark humor she brings to it, man.
She was wild.
Man. So I think she's perfect fit for that, man. I can't wait to see it.
And it's not like a tragic thing, because like sometimes you'll watch and they'll bring a character back from the past and it just makes you sad, makes you feel old because they're like way too old. You're like
Indiana Jones.
Bruh. Yo, I be looking at Harrison Ford like that's my granddaddy, bro. Like I be sitting there like, hey, don't let him run like that.
I know.
Don't let him jump.
How
like
many
that.
times has he done injured himself on the set?
Yeah, bro. I be doing the same thing with Sylvester Stallone. Like, man, y'all better take it easy on Sylvester. He's about
That's how I was when I seen him in Balboa fighting. I'm like, man, come on now.
That better be a stunt double. You gonna kill him. Gonna kill that man in there.
Yeah, he looked like he was getting hit for real. Some of them body shots look real.
Bruh, the whole fight, I was feeling like when Apollo Creed was getting beat up by by the Russian dude. Like, that was a brutal fight, bro.
My mom watched that movie with me. She was like, damn, like she's too old for that shit.
Yo,
man, that shit was crazy, man. Shout out.
But I do give, like, I'm joking mostly though, but because Harrison Ford is really in shape to be like 80,
yeah,
bro.
He's 80, that's crazy, yo.
Dude, he's gotta be like 80. I know he's up
80.
there, dog.
Yeah, he's 80 now.
He is up there.
He was 70 something when he did the Crystal Skull one.
Right?
70, yeah, and that was in
Dude, he was like 50 when he did The Last Crusade. Like,
yeah, I didn't know that back in the day. I didn't even know that. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm like, yo, that's insane. This dude he's no joke. But the thing is, what I'm saying with Michael Keaton is actually, he still is good, man. He still look like, he can like do an action movie.
Down in the bat suit, yeah.
Bruh, like, you know what I mean?
That shit's
like,
crazy.
He keeps good care of himself, man. Like, you see other actors, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to like put them on spot, like, because we all get old. Like, I've been seeing people on TikTok talking shit about certain actors, like, oh, look how they look now. Like, dog, they're like 30 years older than the first time you seen them. Of course, they're gonna.
How you gonna look in 30 years?
Yeah, bro, they probably look worse. Shit, 5 years. 5-year plans to look worse than you did in 3. Like, it's. But the thing is that, like, I look at that and I be like, yo, that's dope that they brought. Like, he's still can do that. That's my thing. Like he still could pull off Beetlejuice with that energy and all that stuff like that, and that's fire. That's the.
I think he can. I think he definitely gonna bring some energy to that role.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna kill it, bro. He's gonna like Michael Keaton. Some people don't give like certain actors enough credit. Like Michael Keaton, besides him being like what we all know as Batman, I love him as Batman, but he did other movies, bro. I was like, this dude got acting skills. Like, I don't know if you ever seen Desperate Measure, where he was like a ex-con that had the transplant parts or whatever for this dude's kid. And dog, like he was a bad guy in that. Is Desperate Measures, I believe.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Me and my brother love that movie to this day. Yeah. Like he was a nutcase, and like Michael Keaton, I never seen him play bad like that. He did that shit good, bro.
Yeah, that's what I liked him in Spider-Man when he had that little chat with Spider-Man and he was in the back seat and he was basically saying, "Look, I'll kill you." Like, remember that? But he said it so real. He sold me on it. Like, damn, Keaton's scary as fucking in the movie.
Bro, I'm telling you.
He was gangster with the shit, man.
He was Did you see him in, what's that movie? With, what's it? Brian, Dylan O'Brien. What's it called? American Assassin. He was dope in that shit, too. Bro, you gotta watch that. That's another one that's like underrated. Some people may not like it. You know, you might ask around. People like, what is he talking about? That movie is trash. But no, that movie is actually good to me. Like I was like, that was actually dope.
Manny might like it then. That's what that means.
Yeah, ask Manny about it.
Manny be liking all kind of crazy. He be liking all kind of crazy shit. I do agree with him on one thing though. He was like, well, not necessarily agree with him completely, but he was like, he claims like Nightmare on Elm Street 4 is like the best one out the series. I'm more of a.
What was that?
That one's where it's like it's after Dream Warriors. I don't know if you remember.
Okay, I like the Dream Warriors.
Yeah, me too. That's my one of my favorites. And so it's after that, but then they don't bring the actress back. You know, the main girl, Patricia Arquette. They replace her with somebody else, and then. But it's the one where a girl turns into a fucking roach. I don't know if you remember that one. That was a crazy nightmare. I didn't get to see this one that much though growing up. For some reason, it was always hard to find at fucking movies rental spots for some reason. They never had it. But I'll give him, what I was trying to say is I'll give him this. It does have one of the best Freddy kills though at the end. Spoiler alert. But he gets killed and it's like all the souls that are in him are coming out. You know what I mean? All the people who are trapped and they're just like ripping out his body and shit. Like it was a crazy ass effect. I thought like that's the best effect out of all the movies, you know what I mean?
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Like, and see, I used to like scary movies, like the old school ones, because
the practical.
They had like they had like a meaning to it, or like a good backstory for the crazy monster villain or whatever it was. Dope. But then it's just like some scary movies start losing me somewhere after so many jump scares. Like this is like
the
so
new
many
age
jump scares, and then after that it was just gore upon gore. It's like, oh, this person got his leg chopped off and let me eat it up to the bone, and now they make you watch it. And it's just like, all right, man. All right, y'all can calm down with all that bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not into the random gore shit like that. Because there's movies that are just solely about the gore, but they don't have any real plot to them. They're just like, I'm just gonna show you this shit to gross you out. But like for example, Evil Dead. I watched the recent Evil Dead movie, and it did have gore in it, but it was like it makes sense in that movie. You know what I mean? Like you understand why the gore is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sam Raimi's pretty good with that. He's pretty dope with that. And then, like I said, like just Ash. There was always some type of weird ass gore in that, but Ash
has that personality.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because see, here's the thing. Here's the type of monster movies or crazy movies I like. I like the ones where the hero's able to fight back. Like, you know what I mean? It's some sort of, not like, oh, it's this 1,000-year-old curse and all you can do is get your ass whooped by it and run from it. Yeah. There's nothing that you can do. It's Satan in the flesh, and if he sees you, you're just fucking dead. Like, you know, like The Ring, all the girl has to do is look at you and you turn into like fucking, like, it's just, all right. Yeah, it's like, okay, dog. Like, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? There's like, evil can't be defeated. We got you. All right. That is very, very beautiful. Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? It gets annoying. I think, what also gets annoying is also like anytime you're dealing with movies where people are getting possessed, it always comes down to at the end of the movie, there's got to be a preacher, there's going to be a little girl tied to a bed, and he's got to, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like they're doing the Exorcist formula, but you get tired of seeing that formula because Exorcist did it better. And what Evil Dead does
that I like is they flip that shit. They're like, look, if somebody gets possessed, you might have to kill them and shit. Like body dismemberment, you know what I mean? It has to go on.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
It was always dope. Like I remember when I first seen Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell, bro. I thought he was the funniest
That's
dude.
the first one I watched
ever,
was
bro.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah, bruh. That's me and my brother had quotables because it was a little ahead of my time, or you know what I mean, or whatever. So I was born by the time that one came out and everything. So maybe like,
damn, that's how old that movie is. Which one? The first one, the very first Evil Dead.
The very first Evil Dead was like late 70s, I believe,
really?
or like
damn,
80, 1980 or something like that.
It has to be like super old, yeah.
It was mad campy. It was terrible. It looked like they shot it in their backyard.
Yeah.
On like I can't even tell you what kind of camera, like that old school, that one that go
millimeter. I forgot what they call it. The 9
old films with the blanket over.
I liked it though. I watched it.
Oh yeah, I had to watch all of them. I literally watched all.
I did what you did pretty much. Yeah, I went backwards with it because I watched, Army of Darkness, and then I had to go and find the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing I'm saying. Like he had the coldest, like he had the most hilarious one-liners that me and my brother started saying after that. Like, man, you running 2 things right now. Jack just left town. Like, just crazy shit he would say, like this wild shit. But if any of you so much as looks at me, I was like, that dude was gangster. Like he was so like Ash was gangster, bro. Like, and it was kind of like, I like that character. Like, you know what I mean? It's so much of the fact that even when I do my own writings, like, you know what I mean, with like General Joshua or whatever, like short stories I write, like I think about these characters. Like, you know what I mean? These characters always kind of help fuel me to make different characters because they would just so stand out. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of movies back then as to now. Like, it was just like, you could have like a random, easy, regular movie. You know what I mean? But it's just the actor in the part, the role of the hero is that makes it different. Like I said, like if you look at like Die Hard was a regular ass action movie, but it was like Bruce Willis being like smart mouth.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He was kind of like
talking to Carl Winslow and chilling, and like, you know what I mean? He had like a cold little nigga vibe to him and everything. It was just like it was dope. Like it was both dope to all audiences, bro. Like, you know what I mean? White people, black people, whatever. He was relatable because he was just like this average dude you might, just randomly meet. Like he with the shits, he stuck it out. Like, you know what I mean? And you kind of was rooting for him, like, oh hell no, like, you know what I'm saying? I hope he make it out of there with his girl.
I was a big time fan of Bruce Willis growing up, man. He got some cool movies.
So that was my thing. Like it's certain characters, like movies because when I was young to now was like character driven, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I love Riddick, the Riddick series because what the energy Vin Diesel brings to it. Like, you know what I mean? Just
speaking of which, they're making a new one. Did you hear about this shit, right?
Yeah, man. I've been waiting on it. Like I'll be searching IMDb sometimes for the longest, like
really?
Like for Will Smith to make I Am Legend 2, and then I heard
they're gonna make that.
Yeah, but I'm really stoked for Vin Diesel making another Riddick. Like I like the last one.
The Riddick one was cool.
Oh yeah, that shit was fire. It was.
But shout outs to you for putting me up on that show though, the Evil Dead show, because that made me more of a fan of Ash than I had ever been. You know what I mean? Because I was familiar with Ash. Like I said, I had seen the movies, bro, but I still wasn't like hardcore Ash fan. But then I watched that show, and that shit just made me a fucking fan. That show was better than I thought it would ever be. Like it was really good. I was like,
it was. Yeah, man, you definitely all day. It's like I say, it's just the character I wanted you to see.
And if you like gore, they had plenty of that.
Yeah, all day. And it's like I played the games and all that stuff, bro. Like the games that they have for Evil Dead, like, you know what I mean?
New ones, though.
The voice.
Yeah.
I haven't played the new one. That's the only thing I haven't.
If you got PlayStation Plus, you can play it for free right now on there. I've been playing that shit. Yeah. Matter of fact, I got that just to play that because I wanted to check it out, and so I've been playing it. But it's cool, man. Like
it's really dope.
Yeah, because they even though it's a multiplayer, they got single campaigns. So they got some where it features characters from the show, and it also has one that features characters from the movie, from the recent movies. You know, talking about the remakes or whatever.
Yeah.
It has one of them. And it was cool, man. Like it just tripped me out that they included people from the show, like your boy Pablo's in it, the Spanish dude or whatever.
Yeah.
They even got some Army of Darkness shit. There's an Army of Darkness level, dog, where you can go back in time. Well, he's back in time pretty much, and you're fighting, what I'm saying, like in that same setting at the castle and shit. Yeah, it's like it's really faithful to the movies, bro. And it captures the creepiness too in the woods and all that shit. I'm like, this game, I didn't expect it to be that cool, man, but it's really cool. And he has the one-liners. Yeah. He's saying all the one-liners and shit, so I'm like, this is cool. This is a cool little game.
No, that's fire, man. Because like I said, the campaign, I wanted to see if they even had a campaign.
I wish it was a longer campaign, but it's just broken up in short, like 6 or 7 episodes. You know what I mean? It's a lot of exploration, though. You could explore a lot, though. That's what's cool about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's basically like a wood, like you're in the wood settings, but there's like houses and shit, and like different areas that you can go to, and but it's creepy too, though, man. Like they actually made it creepy.
Nice, because when I first seen it, it looked like they was trying to push that multiplayer hard on there. So I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I haven't even played Friday the 13th. I haven't played that Predator game because it was just multiplayer. Because me, I don't really play multiplayer like that. But I have played that TMNT got me back in the multiplayer though. That Revenge of the Shredder one. I don't know if you played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
That was fun.
Manny put me up on that, man. It was a fun ass game.
No, that's dope. That was a fun game for real. Like just some nostalgia, real quick, man. Who doesn't love the side? Like if you were anywhere near the '90s era, like the early '90s or mid '90s or whatever, and you don't like side scroller beat 'em ups, bro. Like I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Especially if you didn't play that shit at the arcade. Like where were you? You know what I mean?
Yo,
the fuck? Were you under a rock? Like what the fuck?
Exactly, bro. Like from Double Dragon to
Contra,
Simpsons.
The Simpsons was the shit. Like, no, my bad. I don't think Contra was ever in the arcade. That was more like NES kind of shit. But yeah, like.
Yeah, the beat 'em ups though, like Streets of Rage.
Like the Alien versus Predator beat 'em up. Remember that shit? Capcom had that one. That one was fucking raw, dog. That was a fun ass game.
They had all that, bro. That's why I be telling people like they like, oh man, you this old, you still like games and da. I'm like, bro, like I'm loving the evolution of it, bro.
Yeah.
Like I literally. It's my first system I ever seen. Yeah, it's an NES, like old school NES of Mario just jumping and then he gets hit and he slides off the screen in such a generic, old, ridiculous fashion. Like this dude literally just like, but now it's like it's like you're playing movies, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's so like to watch it come from that era to now, it's like it's majestic, bro. Like you literally are looking at how advanced we've come along in the last 20, 25 years, Definitely. 30 years. Like, it's like, damn, how could you not? Like, I feel like I'm touching a piece of time when I play a video game. Like, yo, this is where we at now? This insane. Insane.
I used to think about that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I used to think like, eventually games are going to be like movies. I used to think that. And eventually they have become like that in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? And but I still haven't played any virtual reality joints, though. I ain't gonna lie, though. That's the one thing I haven't checked out. I feel like I'm gonna get dizzy playing that shit, though. You know what I'm saying? Be in my room, looking crazy as shit.
Seriously?
You know what I mean? So yeah, I ain't.
One of them ones gave me a headache. Like me and my wife, we were actually selling those at one point. Where it's you can get them from like. I forgot. We got them a bunch of them online, but it's like the first one that had the headgear. You can see. I forgot what it's called. Yeah. But we had those first ones, and we were like selling them. And one day we were using them. It was pretty fun, but we was like, damn, I got a headache. And we tried it again, and was like, okay, yeah, no, that really is what gave us a headache. Like it was
that's crazy.
And then I watched that show Black Mirror, and it was that episode where old boy went in there in the game thing and testing games, and they attached it to his head and brain. And STEM. I was
I've never seen that shit. Damn.
Oh yeah, bro. That shit. It made me not want to mess with the VR too much. And it's a little too much for me. But I gotta put stuff on me and all that. Like, nah, I'm good, dog.
I mean, Nintendo. Remember the Nintendo DS had a 3D thing on the little handheld joint. It was 3D. You didn't even have to wear glasses or anything. But that shit gave me a headache just from playing it at the fucking Best Buy thing. I was just checking it out. Like, damn, she's already giving me a headache. Shit. It was just weird to look at.
Yeah, too much. Sometimes too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll probably stop at a certain one. I know I just said all the things I just said. Like, you don't love the technology, but I'm gonna tell you like this. 2000 year 2040 or something like that.
2080.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. Laying. I'll be like, there's a certain point where I'm like, look, I'm gonna just stick with this console. Y'all be over there. Y'all walking into Jumanji and shit.
Jumanji.
Like, I'm good. I'll stay right here on Earth.
Sometimes it get too crazy, man. You're gonna be in the Matrix next on me, you know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
Where's the next level?
Literally.
But man,
consciousness trapped and shit.
Yeah, boy. So I heard your boy, man. This probably be the last few, news items I got to touch on because I know you got to bounce out pretty soon. But you hear about your boy Arnold, man. He's taking over Netflix, bro. I think he's gonna be the CEO, bro.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That was in the news like yesterday, I think. Yeah.
That dude, that Austrian is the coldest hustler in the what, bro? He was our governor.
I forgot about that shit. Yeah, he was.
And now all of a sudden, this dude is running Netflix. Like, he got the juice, bro. I don't know what he's doing. But only thing I want Arnold to do, this the only thing I want him to do before he leaves this life, is just play the last Conan movie, bro.
That's what he's pushing for too, though. But it's like it's caught up in rights. I think
that's right, and that's what I'm saying.
Maybe that's a good thing though for him going to Netflix. So maybe he's trying to get that shit pushed.
That would be fire. He need to go ahead and do that.
Because you know that the original Conan movies are now on Netflix too, though. I don't know if you noticed that, but they put all they put the Barbarian and the Destroyer on there. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. I think they're trying to say something. You know what I'm saying?
I love that man. I love that one man where he talked to James Earl Jones. You kill my body. You kill my family. You kill my family.
I forgot.
He was hot.
When they whooped his ass and shit.
Yeah,
they beat his ass up, boy. On that. He was on the stairs and shit, just like,
yo.
I was like, I don't think Conan's gonna make it through this shit.
They gave him the work.
Bro, he almost died in the movie. They had to resurrect his ass and shit, dog. That shit, I was like, damn, dog. You got it. But that's what I like about 80s movies, though. They used to, like, they would always show the hero getting his ass whooped to a certain degree, but he would always make that comeback. I feel like movies nowadays are a little bit scared to do that, you know what I mean? Like, the hero is just damn near untouchable and shit.
They just, bro, I can't stand, like, I mean, as much as I love John Wick, that was another thing. Like, John Wick, there was a scene where this man got hit by at least 6 cars.
Damn.
And he was more beat up by getting in a fight with, like, the last dude. And I was like, no, bro. Like, I don't care how much focus you have and willpower. You gonna incur some damage getting hit by cars. And I was
you're only human, bro.
Yeah, like it's like, come on, my God, like, and he be getting up, like I just feel like it should be like more force to him getting up, like, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
the person that does that the most, anyways, is that's your boy, my boy. I love Vin Diesel, but the Fast series, like this brother,
that shit's going crazy. I mean,
he don't never get his white tee dirty. It's crazy, bro. Like,
damn, I ain't never think about that. I haven't seen all of them. I kind of stopped after 5 because it was getting confusing, and I was just like, I don't know where the series is going anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, they lost me when Vin Diesel was fighting old boy, and he was like, the streets talk or something like that. He stepped on the ground, like he did the Hawk stomp. Wow. And in the ground, like, bro, you remember that
ground move? I don't think I've seen that.
Bro, good thing you didn't, because you would be like, oh, hell no.
I probably would have laughed in the theater. I seen that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
It just goes over the top. Like, it's like,
yeah. I mean, they went from street racing to fucking secret agents, man. That's what's crazy to me about that.
For real. Like, they did the disservice, because like all the time they'll bring on like marathons of a show or a movie all the time, and they did, of course, a fast whatever you want to say, Fast and Furious marathon. Yeah. And it was just like the worst thing they could have did was show me the first one, because I'm like, y'all are so far from it.
I know the first one's like a street level kind of movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a crime movie, crime drama. And then all of a sudden after 3 it just went super crazy. On once they get to Puerto Rico, they start wilding out. They start going crazy.
Yo, it reminds me of. Did you ever used to watch South Park?
Yeah, I used to watch South Park when it first came out. I was like a huge fan of it back then.
Remember the Okama Games Fair episode where I think that's where they met. No, that's not where they met Tally. Is it where they met Tally? I don't know. I
probably
think
didn't
it
watch
is.
that one though.
But dog, I swear that's what Fast and Furious reminds me. It's like it starts normal, and then it's just like all of a sudden they're on this crazy ass quest for no fucking reason. Like, who asked for this shit? You don't get back in the car and just like. Get the hell out of here, dog. But like I said, I love
Jason Momoa and shit.
Oh yeah,
I liked him in Aquaman though. I didn't like the Conan movie did that much though, man. I was like, this could have been better. You know what I mean?
Well, he didn't have the same like Jason Momoa is like an over the top dude, like over the top kind of pretty dude that like I mean, especially at that time to now, like he's like this model type dude, and like that's put up against like. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's not like a model type of dude, like what I mean. He sounds like how you would think a barbarian would sound, like what I mean. And he looks like, based upon his physique and like what I mean, just that kind of you could see him being a caveman type thing, like what I mean.
Yeah.
This is why you think. Oh, Conan the Barbarian, I can see that. But then you got Jason Momoa, who kind of like, he looks like an islander, like what I mean. And I feel like it didn't resonate with people for that reason. I feel like if you did that movie and you didn't call it Conan and you called it something else totally different, I feel like it would have did better because dude is a dope action star and like I think he's dope. But it's just like I feel like people's thought process of what Conan was, and this is before that whole, they started like color coding and changing the color of all these heroes and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that was really probably a strike for that situation, but which is unfortunate because I don't think he did a terrible job. It just wasn't the Conan we're used to.
Yeah, well, to me, it felt like an episode of Xena or something like shit. Like it felt like so small budget, because the first Conan, even though it probably did have a small budget, it looked expensive though. You know what I mean? It had that old world feel to it, and John Milas, I think is his name, the director of it. He knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? Like he really brought that shit to life. He made it believable because I know Conan in the comics is more magical. Kind of thing, like in that sense, the Jason Momoa movie was more truer, I guess, to the comics because it kind of had that magical shit in it and that kind of thing. But
Conan caught the fade with Wilt Chamberlain. Come on, watch out!
Wilt Chamberlain,
crazy.
Conan the Destroyer. Was crazy.
Conan, you out your mind? You trying to catch the fade with Wilt Chamberlain about the size of 3 people standing on each other's shoulders.
I know, dude's like Andre the Giant tall, bro. Like it's tall,
ridiculously tall, like. I wouldn't even like. There's people that are like, yo, I don't want to be short. I don't want to be a midget. I also don't. I would never want to be like 8 foot, 9
gigantic.
feet tall. Like, you just look comedy. Like any girl you get, she might be fine. I don't know what she looks like. You babysitting. Like it's just ridiculous. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just too tall.
It's gonna be a freak show pretty much because everybody's gonna be like, oh, look at all these and shit.
Yeah, like you had
a picture with you.
You had no choice but to be a basketball player. Like all you gonna either do that and just get hired to reach shit on top of high shit for people for the rest of your life. Like, I don't know. Like,
play basketball, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, people, I guess my other co-hosts aren't gonna be able to make it because they didn't hit me up. I don't know if something's going on. It happens, real life situations and everything, but this has been somewhat of a crossover kind of show now, you know what I'm saying? Because we did, me and Josh were planning on doing a Nerdz and Hip-Hop, podcast. But this episode has ended up kind of being like that, even though it's supposed to be more of a grow podcast because the other homies are supposed to come on here and everything. But nonetheless, I guess this is the sample of the Nerdz and Hip-Hop, you know what I mean? This is a sample. Hey. So it worked out, you know what I mean? So that's the Muddywater and Nerdz and Hip-Hop podcast right now, you know what I mean? So it was cool, man. Like we had a good convo, man. Appreciate you coming on, bro. I know you're a busy man, got shit to do, so
yo, 100%, man. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to continue to do the Nerdz and Hip Hop podcast because I think they need it. You know what I mean? Y'all let us know Cause
Yeah.
we trying to build that.
I think the best way to think of this episode is a crossover episode, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be both, you know what I'm saying, both in there. But what I'm gonna do, I'm still gonna post them on my site, and then obviously you're gonna post them on your site once once we finally do the first official one or whatever, you know what I mean? And then I'll shoot you the video, and then you can post them on your website, and we'll have them available. But I don't think what we're gonna do. We're not gonna do the audio like we've done with the other podcasts. This one will just be more video format for the YouTube, because people like the YouTube and all that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
the TikTok and all that.
They like to see who's talking to it.
Yeah, look who's talking. Remember them motherfucking movies? Like your boy and Bruce Willis. That's old school shit, man.
For real. John Travolta, before he became an action star.
Yeah. He was a comic action star. I mean, he was just a comedy actor at first, huh? Bruce Willis before.
Bruce?
Yeah, Bruce. Before Die Hard.
He's doing like Moonlighting.
Yeah, Moonlighting. He was on that.
He was on comedic. Hell yeah, dude. It threw him into superstardom.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like he got dementia now. He's been diagnosed with dementia, so that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's like when he can't. Like, I was just like, damn.
That's the kind of illnesses I'd be scared of, man. Like, what if you end up getting that when you're old, man? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's terrible, bro. Because like you can start not remember anything, bro, and it's just like. And you can survive a long time like that too, bro. Just like off, like, you know what I mean. And that's the part that really sucks. Cause I always thought about that even as a kid. That's why I couldn't stand like doing drugs and stuff like that. Like, I did my weed or like drink, but people were like, I've seen friends that like smoked the wrong thing or took the wrong thing, and that shit went left for them, and they ain't never been the same, bro. Like,
same here. I know folks like that too.
Yeah, and I was like, oh hell no! Like, I don't ever want to be outside of my mind like that.
Yeah.
Like, just no thank you.
I feel you on that. But yeah, people, it's been a good show, man. Thanks for checking us out, man. We'll definitely be hitting y'all with that Nerdz and Hip Hop soon, so be on the lookout for that.
Hood stars and chefs, my mentors. Chefs like Ray Kwan making chess moves. To the back we place pawns, cash rules. Oh, I'm by my ice cream, chocolate deluxe. I make it cold outside, motherfucker, bundle up.